Hey, how we doing? How you doing? Welcome to a little chat with your homie Alpha Centauri by the fireplace. You know, nothing too exciting or stressing. We're going to talk about different subject on a series of short episode. Well, short. I'll try to make it short. And just want to share some knowledge, and I just want to share with you people because I made lots of research on YouTube, and I couldn't find any interesting and detailed information about sampling and digging in the crates and boom bap making beats in general. I found some information, but majority of the people they always want to sell you books and tutorials and stuff. That's not my point. I want to be, I want to share the truth with you and my passion. So today I'm gonna speak a little bit about sampling and why you have to be curious about your samples and your way of sampling. You have to be curious about what you sample, and so also very curious about the music you hear in your head. Okay, what I mean by that is when I make a beat, usually I have a very brief, vague idea of what sound I'm looking for. Sometimes I'm looking for a weird piano, a weird specific jazzy piano with an off-tune sound and stuff like that. So in my head, I have that kind of style that I want. Okay, that's good, but as we all know, sampling is not music that you will necessarily compose yourself. It's music that you will search. You will have to go get it in this big universe of music where there is millions and billions of songs, and you have access now. Of course, you have the field, thrift stores, record stores, garage sales. Of course, that's the traditional way, but now you also have the internet, which is completely insane. If you tell me there's so much music now, and it's not gonna stop. It's just gonna go bigger. Okay, you have to know your genres. You have to know, of course, the big genres. The general genres are jazz, soul, funk, R&B, library music, uh, rock, progressive rock, psychedelics, soundtracks. You have to know the main ones. And I know you probably know them. But more importantly, you have to know two other things. You have to know the subgenres, and you have to know at the decades at which those music played. And why is it important? Well, because when you dig online or in a record store, usually things are sorted by decades and by genres and subgenres. So by knowing that, by knowing your super piano that you have in your head, you know it's jazzy, and it's a weird piano, like not a traditional melody. It's a little bit fly ass psychedelic melody with an off tune sound. Okay, so in jazz, there's different jazz. There's free jazz, spiritual jazz, bebop, hard bop, swing, mainstream, contemporary, avant garde, fusion. There's lots of styles. But if you know that swing sounds like what it sounds, and fusion sounds that way, and free jazz sounds this way, you will have an easier time finding what you're looking for. And that's my suggestion. Simply learn about those styles in all the different categories, mostly of hip hop. Try to listen to those different kinds of style to familiarize yourself with how they sound. Then it'll be easier for you to go and target and narrow down the results. Um, I sample from all different places, from the field, and I open my mind to sample also from the internet. I used to be close to the internet because of the sound quality and stuff like that, but I forced myself to open my mind and look at what's offering. And to tell you the truth, there's a lot of good music on the internet. You can't not skip that. So I go a lot on YouTube. I go on Spotify and stuff like that. But YouTube and Spotify, I mean Spotify by itself has about 30 million songs. YouTube approximately also has a 30 million songs. That's 60 million songs, man. You know how much? You know how much album this is? Let's say an album has an average of 12 songs. Well, let's make it round like 10 songs, okay? 60, 60 million divided by 10, if I'm not mistaken, is 6. So 60 million songs equals to 6 million albums. Isn't that fucked up? 6 million records. Imagine yourself 6 million vinyls. Where do you store that? Honestly, I here at my home I have about 60 to 70,000 records. I know the space it takes. 6 million records, I guarantee you, my friend, it's a Walmart. Yeah, it's a Walmart, man. And who knows where we can stop. So, um, and you also have to know your period, your decades. I mean, the 50s don't sound like the 70s, and the 60s also, and the 80s. Okay, if you're looking for a Fender Rhodes, the keyboard, the electronic keyboard Fender Rhodes piano. Sorry, the electric keyboard. Um, you're not gonna go dig in the 1950s. You're mostly gonna go in the 70s and the 80s. You can find some in the 60s also, around the end of the 1960s, but you'll mostly find Fender Rhodes in the 70s. Okay? Alright. And the 80s. Now, in what kind of music do I find Fender Rhodes? I won't find them in Hawaiian music. I won't find them in opera. I won't find them in country. Read about, don't read about RZA, uh, what did he sample, what did Dr. Dre sample, what did DJ Premier, Pete Rock. Don't go on whosampled.com. Don't copy. I mean, it could be a reference, but don't study that, man. Study the styles of music because it doesn't lie. I mean, if you study jazz, you're gonna know jazz. If you study Pete Rock, you're gonna know Pete Rock. But I mean, you don't want to copy Pete Rock, man. You want to be you. So stop going on who sampled what. You sampled this. I want to sample the same stuff. Yeah, it's good, but like I said, try to be original and do your system. Develop your own system of learning. I forgot also about the genre exotic music. That's a very interesting genre also. There's a lot of good sounds in there. Um, so study all that. Go on Wikipedia and other websites. YouTube. Even though YouTube lacks a lot of interesting knowledge for boom bap. So well, that's about it. You know, my advice for today is be curious, study your genres, subgenres, and decades, and from there, go on and develop your beat, man. Talk to you soon, yo. Alpha Centauri out. Peace.